If you've clicked on this video, then you've obviously read the title, and it seems like Avengers Doomsday's opening scene will literally break the internet. So there's been a report going around, and actually several reports talking about the opening of Avengers Doomsday. So there's an article released by Yahoo Entertainment, and this is what it says for quote. In Avengers Doomsday, a report claims that Maguire's Spider-Man fights Jackman's Wolverine as their universes face an imminent collision. According to My Time to Shine Hello on X, formerly Twitter, in Avengers Doomsday, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fights Hugh Jackman's Wolverine while their Earths are about to crash into each other. The opening scene shows Spider-Man battling Wolverine as part of a larger confrontation between Spider-Man and the X-Men. And this is the tweet that they were referring to in the article. They go on to say, the opening sequence has been described as featuring a battle that includes Maguire's Spider-Man fighting the Fox X-Men with Wolverine at the forefront. As per the report, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting the X-Men, and particularly Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, is the opening scene of Avengers Doomsday. This scene is reported to set the tone for the entire movie. The article goes on, with Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman both reprising their legacy roles, share screen time in this crossover event. Insider reports claim Maguire appears in a CGI suit for the fight sequence. Rumors previously circulated that Maguire's Spider-Man dies early in the film during this interdimensional clash. The Nerdrotic at Night livestream said, there's Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man world with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and Dr. Octopus fighting the Fox X-Men, and the Fox X-Men destroy Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and he dies. However, this was later refuted. Alex Perez of the Cosmic Circus reported that Maguire's Spider-Man does not die in Avengers Doomsday, contradicting the earlier rumor. This update suggests that Maguire's role may be extended beyond the battle. After reading all of this, I have my own thoughts and kind of speculation of what the report is saying. The user that Yahoo Entertainment was referencing, My Time to Shine Hello on X, they also have been leaking stuff very frequently about this movie. And there's also another account named Blue Minutes, which this is what they reported right here. It says, first look at Avengers Doomsday in theaters 18 December. First one is AI enhanced, and second one is not AI enhanced. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man fighting Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I got a few more. Now, like he said, the first photo on the left is AI enhanced, and then the right one is the photo from the movie before the VFX, obviously, because Tobey Maguire is not in his Spider-Man suit. They haven't CGI'd that onto him yet. Now, I don't really understand the reasoning behind giving him a CGI suit. I know that in Spider-Man No Way Home, he had a practical suit, and I'm sure they used CGI to animate him in certain fighting scenes of that movie towards the, it was the final battle of the movie. But besides that, the main topic of this video, from that article by Yahoo Entertainment, it's very worrying to Tobey Maguire fans, because even though later on in the article that I just read, it says that that rumor of Tobey Maguire dying early on has been refuted. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that statement. I don't agree with Alex Perez saying that he will stay alive in Doomsday longer because he has a more significant role. Would I like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man to have a significant role in this movie? Of course. Now, how else could you make a movie so impactful than by eliminating one of the most beloved actors who play a specific character in the franchise? Because everybody loves Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. But I am all for him dying in this movie, especially early on, to set the stage for this movie and the follow-up with Secret Wars. Because with Thanos, he was in the Avengers 1 post-credit scene. He was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was in the end of Thor Ragnarok, and then finally Avengers Infinity War. He was infiltrating every stage of the Infinity Saga. We don't have that with Doom this time around, because Doom wasn't supposed to be the main villain of the multiverse saga. He wasn't. It was supposed to be Jonathan Majors Kang. Because of the allegations, Jonathan Majors was removed from Marvel Studios and Disney. So they had set up Jonathan Majors Kang. They had set him up in Loki season 1. They set him up in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because he was one of the versions of him, of that character, was a villain in Quantumania. And then they also had him in Loki season 2. Now, Avengers Kang Dynasty, it would have been so better if we were able to have that movie, because we would have had all these projects that have happened. Not as many as they did with Thanos, but we still had some to go back on to see the significance of his character, of that villain that we were going to see getting battled in Kang Dynasty. We don't have that with Doom. Doom is going to be portrayed in this movie and Secret Wars. That's all we have. In order to make him feel like such a threat, I feel like this decision has to be made. A beloved character, a beloved actor playing a character needs to die early on. And it's just unfortunate that it has to be Tobey Maguire. Will Hugh Jackman's Wolverine join him in this death at the early opening scene? When I first heard these rumors and was doing my own research into these rumors and ideas, I was under the assumption that the Wolverine we were seeing was from the original Fox universe, X1, X2, and X-Men Last Stand. I thought it was that version of Wolverine, because the Wolverine that we got in Deadpool and Wolverine that is being reported to be in the fight scene with Tobey Maguire in the opening of this movie, that's not the same Wolverine from the original X-Men movies. It's a different timeline version. Those events of the first 3 movies may have happened in his universe, but it's not the same from that movie, from those 3 movies, because he's wearing the comic book accurate Wolverine suit. And so is the X-Men of this movie. They're wearing the blue and gold. Cyclops, if you've seen the leaks of Cyclops, he is wearing his comic book accurate. Now, in the X1, X2, and X3, they're not wearing comic book accurate suits. So I don't even think the X-Men, they may be an altered version of that movie. So it may be another timeline, another universe that is kind of parallel to the original X-Men movies, but different in a way, if that makes sense. Something happened to set them apart from those original movies. But nonetheless, it's supposed to be the original actors from the X-Men movies portraying themselves in this one as well. I know what you're thinking. So why is Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman even in the situation to fight? So you saw me read the article. There's an incursion happening. Their 2 worlds are crashing in on one another. Doom is supposed to be present in this scene. I believe Doom wants to see who is the strongest out of the multiverse, and he's forcing heroes, our superheroes, the people who are supposed to be protecting the world from threats, he's forcing them to play the villains in their own movie, which is very, very interesting. It's kind of crazy, because it's like, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and the X-Men, they're heroes, they're superheroes, and now they have to destroy other worlds in order for theirs to survive. One of the reports that I read states that Wolverine and Deadpool will both be in the opening scene, the same ones from Deadpool and the Wolverine movie. They have a device, and this leaked picture right here by the X account Blue Minutes, and it's the same one that I mentioned earlier. He has a device in his hands, obviously, and there's a report that I read. I don't have it on me. I can't give it to you. You have to do your own research on this one. But the report said that he would have to plant that device in that world to destroy it. So that way that world doesn't crash on the X-Men, the Fox Universe's world, and cause a true incursion. It's going to be epic to see this fight. I believe that it's going to happen, because why wouldn't it happen? And there's been so many leaks, and I know people are going to be like, oh, it's AI, it's AI, all these leaks are AI. The leaks are very, very promising. Now, most of the leaks, the movie hasn't finished their VFX for it, so they kind of look grainy. The pixels aren't great, because they're not going to have the 4K boosted Ultra HD versions of that movie, because it's not done yet. It's not done it's in the editing phases. The film, the acting, the filming's all done. It's needing to be edited now, and they do not have the VFX done. So I believe the leaks are true. I do. I believe most of them are true. So he will plant this device on Tobey Maguire's world, and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universe will be gone. Okay. I do believe that Tobey Maguire will die. Okay, like I stated earlier in the video, he will die. And the fact that we will get this fight scene, two legacy characters, by the way, they're going to clash, and it's going to be one for the ages. It's going to be such a generational fight scene that it's going to be impressive to see how they follow up. And I know they will, because it's an Avengers movie, and Joe and Anthony Russo are directing it. So I know that they got, if they hit us with this in the very first act, in the very first opening scene, I know they got surprises later on. So it's gonna show not only their influence and their creative genius, but it's gonna show how well they know the fans and know what the fans want to see. Now I know fans don't want to see Toby dying, but it's you can't. It's something that needs to happen, because we all know that Tobey Maguire is not going to be playing Spider-Man anymore after the multiverse saga. Tom Holland's the Spider-Man now, so you have to get rid of the old and carry on with the new, and that's what they're doing with these multiverse Avengers movies. They're getting rid of the old characters and they're bringing in the new characters, and they're using these two multiverse movies to pay homage to the fans who grew up watching the X-Men and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and hopefully we'll get to see Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. And all those old legacy characters are going to die either in Doomsday or in Secret Wars, but they're going to be completely written off in a fashion that will do justice or pay respects to their characters from the early 2000s. I heard that Tobey Maguire will be teaming up with Doc Ock. I don't know if Green Goblin and the other Tobey Maguire villains are going to be helping him fight the X-Men. I'm not too sure on that, but I did see a report about Doc Ock helping Spider-Man. I've heard that Doc Ock sacrifices himself, and that allows Tobey Maguire to get sent away, not hopefully, but possibly by the TVA. I don't know. I have another leaked photo that I will show on here of a scene from Act 2 of Doomsday, which will show you why I don't think Tobey Maguire is making it out of the opening scene. But before I get there, I just want to talk more on this. So Tobey Maguire is the strongest Spider-Man that we've gotten in live action. Okay, he is. If you watch his 3 movies compared to Andrew's 2 movies and Tom Holland's going on now 4th movie, his 4th movie will be out by the time Avengers Doomsday rolls around. But Tobey Maguire is the strongest Spider-Man we've ever gotten, and it's going to be very awesome to see him battle the X-Men, the Fox X-Men. But the thing is, I don't know. He's not going to. Toby's not going to have time to stop the X-Men and prevent that device from blowing up his entire world. It's not going to happen. And if he somehow beats the X-Men, then I feel like Doom is going to get involved, because I believe Doom has other plans for the Fox X-Men universe. And it seems like, from the leaks that we've gotten, it seems like this movie of Doomsday is going to take place mostly on the Fox X-Men universe, on their Earth. We've had leaks of Sentinels, okay? We've had leaks of Doom reviving the Sentinels to battle the Avengers who are left standing at the end of this movie. And that's why I just personally believe that they're going to be in the Fox universe for this movie. Now, in Secret Wars, I believe it's going to be on the Doom world, and there will be other multiverse teams fighting together. But as with this movie, they'll prominently be taking place on the X-Men universe. That's why I don't think Toby's going to win this fight in the opening scene. His universe will not win, because the whole movie takes place on the Fox universe. So there's no way he can win. I know you can say, okay, well, his universe dies, but he's rescued. This leaked photo right here shows the Avengers lineup in Act 2 of the movie. This isn't Act 3 apparently, but this is just Act 2. I'll read the tweet by Blue Minutes. It says, "First look at Avengers Doomsday. This is from Act 2. Heroes fighting Sentinels that are controlled by Doctor Doom through runes, taking command of the X-Universe Sentinels. They are shown with green runes across their bodies." Now, here's an enhanced look at this photo. And if we're looking from left to right, we got Yelena from the Thunderbolts. Behind her, we have Gambit from Deadpool and Wolverine. And the blue and white is obviously Mystique. And then we have Cyclops, and the person behind Cyclops, I believe, is the Beast. And then we have, under him, we got Steve Rogers, and I've heard rumors of him playing the Nomad character. I don't know. But we have Steve Rogers. To his left is Nightcrawler. Then we have Thor in the middle, Shang-Chi to the right of Thor. Then we have Anthony Mackie's Captain America. And then to the back right of him is obviously Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, from the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. Now, if you see this lineup, where do you see Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? Where do you even see Sue Storm, Ben Grimm's The Thing, Johnny Storm? I don't even see the other Fantastic Four characters, so it's up in the air what can happen to them, honestly. But there's no Tobey Maguire in this scene. That is very scary. That doesn't give me hope that he's surviving outside the opening scene of this movie. Now, of course, this is the rumored Act 2 of the movie. This could really be Act 3. I don't really know. But just going off the rumor of Act 2, Toby sure could show up in Act 3 of the movie. Sure, he could. Because there's also Wolverine and Deadpool's not present in this leaked photo, this leaked team up, this showdown. So all three of them can be at the TVA right now. Who knows? But I just don't think they're going for that. Because as a fan, okay, as a fan, you have to get it in your mind. Your beloved heroes that we grew up on. I'm 22 years old. The beloved characters and actors that we grew up playing, Spider-Man, X-Men, the Fantastic Four, they're not making it out of the multiverse saga. The whole point of these movies is to do away with the old characters, to give us closure. Because, like, hey, what would it be like if we got an Amazing Spider-Man 3? What would it be like if we got a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4? They're giving us some magic and some closure to hold on to going into the next phase, or not the next phase, but the next saga after the multiverse saga, which I believe will be the mutant saga. But this closure will hopefully get us to come to grips on the fact that, we're not going to see these characters anymore. We're not. So I don't understand why fans are not prepared to see the deaths of these characters. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. But I'm telling you right now, if all this is true, and like I said before, I believe it is, this will be a generational fight scene. Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, the guy who was supposed to be in one of the Spider-Man movies, I can't remember which one it was supposed to be, but they didn't have his suit on hand, so he wasn't in the movie, but he was supposed to be in one of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. We're getting to see them fight, man. We're getting to see them fight, and it's going to be insane. It's going to be so insane, and I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. And I really want to see who's the stronger character. That's what I'm most interested in. Like, who's going to get the upper hand? Is it going to be Wolverine or is it going to be Spider-Man? If Wolverine was fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man, I believe Wolverine would win. If Wolverine was fighting Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I believe Wolverine would win. But because he's fighting Tobey Maguire, I don't believe that Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is strong enough to beat Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Now, in that leaked photo, I'll throw it up again. That leaked photo, it seems like Tobey has the upper hand on Wolverine. He's holding that device in his hand. He's got to plant that device on the ground in order to destroy Tobey's world. Maybe Tobey talks him out of doing it. Maybe another X-Men member grabs it and does it themselves because Wolverine can't bring himself to do it. One of the things I'm confused about, though, this Wolverine, who's supposed to be with Deadpool fighting, Tobey Maguire. I don't even think that this Wolverine is the same Wolverine from this Fox universe X-Men, or the Fox X-Men universe that we're solely focusing on in this movie. I don't believe it is, because all of Wolverine's X-Men died. Now, I know in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, they try to convince the lady who was running the TVA to kind of fix Wolverine's universe, and she told him that everything that happened in his past is what made him who he is today. So there's no way that those are that Wolverine's version of the X-Men. At least the one that we're seeing fighting Tobey Maguire. Maybe Wolverine is thinking that if he saves this X-Men universe, it will make up for him allowing his version of that group dying in his world. So even though he may not want to kill Tobey Maguire, he doesn't want to destroy another world, he has to, in order to make up for allowing his friends in his universe's X-Men to die. So, he's going to have to make a sacrificial play here. He's going to make a hard choice. That's what I believe Wolverine will be doing to kind of tell himself he's doing the right thing. He has an opportunity to save these X-Men that he didn't have in his world. But yeah, guys, that's all that I have for today's video. If you did like the video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Comment down below and let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think is going to happen to Tobey Maguire? Do you think he's going to live to the end of the movie and have a bigger role in Secret Wars? Or are you in agreement with me and he's going to die at the opening scene? I would love to hear all your thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. And with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next video.